Yeah, I was trying to recall where exactly we were. And I couldn't. Ah, yes, that's right. It's all coming back to me now. Okay, we are in a hero's tomb. The Fringe Folk Heroes grave. And, let's see, we took down, it was a boss in here, right? Yeah, it ended up being one of those blighted tree root spirits or whatever. Took it down, though. And we got, for our trouble, I believe, a new spirit, Ash? Might be wrong. Oh no, here we go. I believe this is it. Banished Knight Oleg? Yeah, here we go. One of two knights known as the Wings of Storm. After his banishment, he attracted the notice of the grace-given lord, and later, having slain 100 traitors as the lord's hand, Oleg earned the hero's honor of Tree Burial. Hey, what's up, Hurrytron? Not really. Not especially. Not a lot. We're very nearby there, though. We're at the hero's tomb that's hidden through the Stone Sword Key Gate. It's a double Stone Sword Key Gate. And the boss was a blighted root spirit. We also saw evidence of the toxin at the beginning. There's like poison sludge to trudge through. And we killed the chariot that was barreling around through here. We got a certain bow for that, a Erdtree Great Bow. And yeah, you know, things are cooking. So, we want to look at this. This is a hero's Erdtree Catacombs, right? So, we're looking at a particularly beefy part of the root system landed here, you know. This is like one of the main veins, not one of these tributaries we've seen in other grave sites, you know. And so we're seeing Erdtree root burial, where people are their bodies are being absorbed into the roots of the Erdtree and presumably recycled in such a way, yes. And the closer you are to these like main root systems, the more expedited the process is, I suppose. And the person who lands right here gets the best of it, I guess. And that, in this case, was Oleg, Banished Knight. Now, that description again, let's talk about what it was referring to. Alright. After his banishment, known as the Wings of the Storm. Now, we know, we know Stormvale Castle, Round Table Hold, the quote-unquote the fortified manor, and Morn, Castle Morn, and even Castle Redmane, and there's another castle we've yet to encounter yet that I know of, all come from this time period, where this was a period of time that coincided with the Crucible and the early Erdtree period, the establishment of the Golden Order, and maybe even before that, you know. We can date these guys even further back, maybe to times before the Crucible period even. But here we see, you know, known as the Wings of the Storm, and this was a period of time when the storm was at its height, and this has been referenced before also. Here we go. For instance, in the Stormhawk Dean Spirit Ashes. Spirit of a fierce hawk that faithfully rendered lifelong service to the old king of Stormvale long ago. The old king of Stormvale. I take the old king of Stormvale, also when the true storm raged. And I take this to be from before the grace-given Lord. I think this is a different person. And I believe the grace-given Lord is none other than Godfrey. And also the fact that he, you know, he took the side of the grace-given Lord and earned a hero's honor of Erdtree burial, which means he survived until the time that Erdtree burial became a thing. Now, Erdtree burial was not a thing necessarily in periods before the Erdtree. You know, birth and death was handled by different means. And so these catacombs existed already, but then were later infiltrated by these roots. So making these catacombs some of the oldest places in the game, I believe. We see what seems to be Eternal City type construction. But wowie zowie, is it all so convoluted? Alright, I do believe we've exhausted those things in here. Okay, so let's return to the stranded graveyard. Alright, see, this is the entrance to that zone. You see the toxic water down below. Also, let's take a look at these banners real fast. What is that heraldry? Ugh. Alright, it's fine. We could be poisoned for a little bit while we look at this. Boy, that looks like a winged being, like a satyr or something. I can't quite make it out. Like it's in a squatting position. It looks like a little devil. Not gonna lie. It looks like a wee devil with wings. Or it could be a misbegotten. But that would be weird. Although, in times of the Crucible, the misbegotten were considered closer to the divine. So that could make sense. This was the cave we started the whole dang game in. Well, you know what? There's still an item over here. How do we get that? Yeah, this here is like at the very, very beginning. Down here is the tutorial hole. Yeah. Look at what? This guy? The tutorial hole? The tree? You call it, Hurrytron. What do you want me to investigate? Oh, you're just reminiscing, I see. Also, here's one of these golden branches, which you could tell are, even though they're like physical, I can bump into it and kind of, you know, interact with it more or less. But at the same time, it seems as though we can kind of see through them, right? I don't know if that's just the camera working on that, or maybe I'm wrong. Because sometimes when you get close to stuff, you'll get camera transparency. I know we're seeing that there, but I don't know. You never beat that poison swamp? Yeah, at the end of it was a blighted tree root spirit. Real jerk. Okay. So, oh man, I'm loath to encounter many more of these heroes' graves. Now, fringe folk is an interesting honorary, right? What do they mean by fringe folk? I didn't mean to cancel that. We see Oleg. You know, he's a banished knight. I guess when you're banished, you're on the fringes. Is that, you know, are we playing etymology of words here, or what are we doing? Now then. Ah, yes, I was meaning to advance Hayeta's situation here a little bit. Yeah. We ran into Hayeta, the Finger Maiden, who is actually, or very likely to be, the reanimated body of Irina, I believe her name was. Yes, the daughter of... Oh gosh, what was his name? The daughter of the man who was in charge of Castle Morn, which I believe I called Mornhold in something before. I need to correct it. I think a highlight I made. Alright, she was down here. I think she moved along. Oh shoot. I don't remember her second position. Or her next position, I should say. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Silly me. Alright. Purified Ruins, Gate Town Bridge, Liurnia. Really? Oh shit. Oh hey, no problem, Faust. Welcome in, by the way. Welcome in. La la la. Sorry, I don't know why I said it that way. Let's get some shout-outs at the gate real fast. That's an interesting game title. Indeed, May 4th. To you as well, my friend. That's how they say it. Let's see. Is she here? Damn, I don't, Gate Town Bridge site. This has got to be around here. I'm looking for Hayeta. I don't remember where she spawns next. Oh. Oh. It's right there. Oh yeah, that's probably a good thing I should do. Hurrytron, how are you? How are you, Faust? Alright, we're looking for Hayeta. She should be around here. Oh, there she is. Hey. Oh my. Alright, so... this is the grisly task we have ahead of us. We got a grape. It's Vika's grape. Oh no. Jesus, I'm sorry. Well, you know, I hope things turn around for you, Hurrytron.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? I'm on a pilgrimage, in search of the distant light. And when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel the light in the back of my eyes. Hello? Would you donate
Oh, you know
any
what? We need a regular Shabriri grape. Okay. So we need to go back to the Purified Ruins here. There is a place here where you can get another grape that I missed. Where's the ruins? Southwest. Here we go. All right. The enemies around here we should, like, pretty much definitely utterly destroy. Yeah. Whoa, who's that? Serious Dave! My good pal, Dave and the gang. Welcome back. Whoa, we're playing Elden Ring. It's the lore run. That's the eponymous ethereal whooshing. Ah! How are you doing, Jackrabbit? And Dave and all the rest. Once I am free from the burden of mortal combat, I'll pay you guys the proper respects. But there's people. Oh, there's people in need of murdering. There's very angry dogs. Here, you know what? Let's show off a little bit. Let's bring out the big spells real fast. Here we go. Whoa, hey there, doggy. Ugh, stay back. All right, anyone else? Anyone else? How about you, Cart? You want a piece of this? Oh! There we go. Very interesting. There, we melted the dog. Very good. That spell wasn't as bombastic as I was hoping. Let's see if we can... I swear there was a guy I left behind. Let's listen. Oh, there he is. Oh, hey. Oh, no. Time for the cartoon hammer. There we go. But hey. How are y'all? Welcome in. That might have been very loud also. Sorry. Let's shout out our good pal, Serious Dave. Green Lantern cartoon hammer. Yeah, even better. Judge Jaima's in lore, by the way. Oh, absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. Say hello to my little friend, indeed. Indeedly do. Ah. Well, welcome in. I'll be streaming for about another hour and a half or so. So yeah, settle in if you're gonna. Otherwise, you know, get them stretches on, what else and what have you. But for now, I'm gonna do this. What out? All right. Also very dark. Gotta turn on the lights. There we go. You know, Magma Shot is cool and all, but it doesn't pack the punch of Cartoon Hammer, in my opinion. Oh, look, a Shabriri grape. This is exactly what we were looking for. If you're thinking that doesn't look like a grape, the game's totally doing the Halloween joke of you know, these peeled grapes. Ew, their eyes. This time they really are eyes. It even says, yellowing, oozing eyeball of the infirm. The surface is shriveled, the inside is squishy, not unlike a large, overly ripe grape. Give to the blind maiden to guide her to the distant light. And that's what we're gonna do. Guess what she does with them. Also, what are we grabbing there? Oh, it was a talisman. The Two Fingers Heirloom. Talisman engraved with the legend of the two fingers raises faith. The fingers cannot speak, yet these were eloquent. Persistently did they wriggle, spelling out mysteries in the air. Thus did we gain the words of our faith. So yeah, those of you who might not know, the word of God that is the greater will in this game is delivered unto the people by by pairs of gargantuan fingers that are basically eternally doing the peace sign, but wiggling around. And then there's these blind old ladies who can read the wiggles and say, like, this is what they are saying, and it's for the greater will, you better go kill those guys, you know, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so let's go find Hyetta. She's right over here. Whoosh. Oh, shit, look, check it out. It's one of these Night Riders. Night Riders. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, he's gonna come back this way eventually. Cool. Alright, let's get our big old magic staff out. Let's get ready to smoke this dude with some comets. We got the freaking headless horseman who's not a headless horseman over here. Hey, don't go too far, man. Alright, it is creepier over here. I'll grant you that. Alright, here we go. Let's drink the shields. Light them up. Oh, we didn't hit him. Oh, snap. Oh, he's going down easy. Man. We ruined that dude's night. Ash of War, Ice Spear. Hey, did you see that, Mr. Ghost? Ray Lucaria, Hallowed Hall dedicated to the study of magic. Why shut your doors to me? Am I barred from donning the crown of stone? Totally, dude. You are not worth it. Not at all. I bet you. Let's check out that description real quick. Ooh, that's a bear. We should probably get minimum safe distance from bear. That's my recommendation to anybody, really. Alright, let's see here. That is an Ash of War. I was going to say it's blue, so it should be easy to see. Ice Spear. Skill of the warriors who served Lunar Princess Ranni. Spin armament to release cold magic, then channel it into a piercing spear of ice. Now, why would that Knight Rider have one of those? Unless it slayed a warrior who served Lunar Princess Ranni. For instance, sorry, hear the kids being crazy out there. Oh my goodness, Baked and Living, welcome in. You scared me. You scared me because it's pictures taken instantaneously. I am a photographic genius, if I do say so myself. Please, everybody, get ready for the instant memories and type into the chat, please. Fuzzy, Ashen, Pickles. Wow. I'll take it. Alright, so is this what you want? You want? Here, I can even zoom it in a little bit. Let's see, or a lot. Here we go. You ready? Wham! There it is. There it is. Hold on, a little smaller so we can see some other stuff. There we go. Alright, here we go. Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. We got it. Yay, this is the screen grab redemption, everybody. If you're a little late to it, you still got a few seconds to pull it off, and I can still capture your name. And thank you so much, Faust, for hitting the Discord link. You can see these are scrapbook type things, memories and whatnot, and they're on my Discord on their own special channel. You can self-promo there and all that kinds of stuff if you want. But if you don't want to do all that, these redemptions appear on my standby screens. Also, Baked and Living, you took one of these redemptions exactly 1 year ago. One from the 4th of May, 2022. I wonder what I was playing. Wow, what a great photograph. I'm sure it'll always bring back the fondest of memories. Let me post it. Oh, wait, unless, no, you took one earlier today, and I accidentally named it for 2022. Never mind. What is time, anyway, right? It's a flat circle. This is what some people who say smart things say sometimes. But yes. Alright, let me restore my aspect ratio. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. I think that's good. All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Baked and Living. Could you shout out Baked and Living for me too? Also, Faust, s'il vous plaît. Oh yeah, I was talking about that though. So curious, right? That a Knight Rider would have an Ash of War associated with Lunar Princess Rani. If I'm remembering properly, Knight Riders, starring David Hasselhoff, work for the Golden Order rather than whereas Lunar Princess Rani would be in direct opposition. So maybe that Knight Rider killed a warrior of Lunar Princess Rani at some point in the Shattering? I don't know. But anyway, let's give this lady a quote-unquote grape.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? I'm on a pilgrimage, in search of the distant light. And when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel the light in the back of my eyes.
Yes.
Oh, many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. That aside, I wonder what Shabriri grapes really are. Delectably tender and sweet, yet searing.
Oh.
What a sight they must be to behold.
Oh. They're human eyes.
No. That's not possible. Not all of those people. They're
Yeah, it's real horrible.
So those noises I heard.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm all right now. Don't mind me. I apologize. You only did as I asked. I'll be fine. Think no more of it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Way to bounce back, Hayata. Oh no, she hurled. You okay?
I apologize. I'll be fine.
I'm fine. Wow. Alright, well, we just did a real big gross. Oh boy. Elden Ring, right? Video games. Totally awesome video games. Also, the night is very pretty right now. Let's be an astrologer for real for half a second. Wonder if the primeval current's in there. Anyway, oh, I didn't mean to sit there again. Alright, let's see. She's gonna be at the Bellum Church next. Oops, where's the Bellum Church? Huh. That's a good question. Pretty sure it's this church right here. But that's the Church of Inhibition. Never mind then. Oh. Oh, okay, here it is. Bellum Church. Womp womp. I had forgotten about Hayata for quite a while. Many's a session. And so we're just making sure we're caught up in this regard. Let's see, she should be here. Maybe. Unless she's still... Here. Oh, she's still here. Maybe we had to reset and talk to her again before she moves. She probably feels better. You feel better, Hayata? You feel better, right?
Is that you
Sure
over there?
is.
I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you. The reason why it was eyes I had to eat. The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now. I will be a finger maiden.
Cool.
I've gleaned something very... I'm certain now.
Okay. We'll sit at the grace and see if she's still here. Aye, she's moved on. To this location. Now, I'm wondering if there's any, like, clues. Clues as there she is, as to why she comes to this church. Her previous locations were... well, we originally met her as Irina, right around here, going into the Weeping Peninsula toward Castle Morn. We next encountered her, I believe, on the back end of Stormvale Castle, where we gave her the grape we found in there. Then we found her here at the Purified Ruins, where we gave her the grape we got from the Revenger Shack, which turned out to be the eyes of her own father, who had gone mad upon finding her dead body after the events at Castle Morn. Well, she gobbled them up, and then next we found her, yes, here at Gate Town Bridge, where we gave her yet another eye, revealed the truth of what it is she's been a-munchin' on, and then, and yeah, and has apparently become more comfortable with it. So she hasn't gone very far, really, since she's become Hayata. But then she's all the way over here somehow. Now, but why? Now, I know there to be a frenzied village nearby, but this would be the first time she's near such a place. This is also where we encountered, yes, Vika, near the Church of Inhibition, and acquired his eye, where it's sat in our inventory ever since. Thinking I would run into her eventually, not understanding that she's way back there still.
Oh, hello. Is that you
Oh, it's
over there?
me.
Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape
She's just
to
into
me?
it now.
Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
Oh, I have one. From Vika.
Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh, how sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden.
Well, I mean, you're definitely an eyeball maiden at this point. Okay. And this puts her... Alright, this will put her to where she goes to her final location. So, her deal is... She is a finger maiden, but for a different set of fingers. You notice that she's not saying the two fingers. She's saying the fingers. Also, all these golden centipedes around her, which are also associated with those who hunt those who live in death. We have a Radagon statue. Why this church, Hyetta? Why? Why was there no hints or clues as to where you were going to go? And it's like, it's a quest line you can follow so closely. Boom, boom, boom. If you knew what to do right there. But anyway, yeah, she's a maiden of the Frenzied Flame, who I ended up finding without her, on my first playthrough because I, cheated and looked it up. Once I found out it was a thing, I was like, cool, let's do that, because what do you do, burn the tree? Yeah, I'm into that. Uh, play the slow heavy metal music. Okay, well now that we've caught her up though, that's cool. Let's sit at the Grace and see if she moves away or has new things to say. She's gone. Bye. Okay. Well, I'm glad we sorted that. Now it's time to decide what to do next, honestly. I feel like we've missed half a dozen small locations here and there in the game, which might have interesting lore items, etc. Could be wrong. We did slay that Knight Rider, though, which was fun. I'll take that little bit of fun. We could do more work for Volcano Manor. But I'm not too sure if that locks out anything. So I'm holding off on it for now. I only did it as much for to advance Patches' quest, but it also turns out to finish Patches' quest we have to finish Volcano Manor stuff too. I'm thinking we should attempt to fight a night bird. A death bird. Also, I think an eyelash fell into my eye, so the timing is perfect. It's late night, perfect. Late night is a perfect time to fight one of these thingies. Alright, yeah, we'll keep it, Alright, I do believe a nightbird fight is around here. Is it not? There it is. Alright, Deathbird. I said it again. Oh, shit. Oh no! Well. Oh. Okay, hold on. Shit. I screwed that up so bad. I missed every single input I wanted to do. I was trying to arm my magic. I had to two-hand my staff. I failed to do that. Yeah, a lot of things went wrong. That whole eyelash in my eye, definitely not helping. Alright. Hey, this isn't late night, is it? It's just night. I said late night. Oh, so I didn't mean to do that. This is the brightest night there's ever been. The sunset is advancing with me. That's weird. Huh. Well, let's get our runes back for starters. There we go. Okay, cool. It worked. Oh. Okay. Hey, Jefe Correcto. Man, sorry. Also, my ability to think is being severely hampered by this eyelash situation. I think it's resolving, though. Alright, this time we should actually try to fight it and, like, dodge its attacks and things and, you know, stuff like that. Let's see if we can catch up to nightfall. Yeah. Yeah, eat it, you jerk. Oh. Woohoo. Oh, damn it. It's my plan to nuke these little jerks. Oh, that's not the weapon I wanted to use. We gotta deal with the rest of these snails. Oh, okay. We also gotta keep our eyes on the Deathbird. Shit. Where are these things? There they are. Oh, I couldn't reach it. Here you come. Come and get it. There we go. Now we're free as a bird. A death bird, even. Woo! Ooh. We chop a tree down. And this'll do it. Oh, unless we get killed. Woo! What a jerk. Ooh, the twin bird kite shield. Fabulous. And some serpent arrows. Oh, from those snails. Yeah, the key was taking care of them bowling ball snails, as I like to call them. Alright. Okay, yeah. So, we'll read the description for that. It's a good little lore item. I'm familiar with this item on account of a couple of, you know, extracurricular studies I've been doing on the subject of the lore here now. Shield featuring a vividly painted twin bird. The twin bird is said to be the envoy of an outer god and mother of the death birds. Okay, yeah, it boosts attack and defense when your HP is low, but It's a cool shield, and it tells a little bit of a story. The twin bird is an envoy of an outer god. Now, we've heard this term before, envoy, but used in reference to the greater will. Now, this gives us an opportunity to talk a moment about what is an outer god in Elden Ring. And those of us familiar with Bloodborne and stuff like that, and other, cues in Western literature and so forth, we jump right to, oh, well, this is Lovecraftian stuff. We're talking about unknowable cosmic forces, right? One of them has sent an envoy of the Deathbirds. Okay, now we're close. We're close to this, and but this description would put it in opposition, say, to the greater will, right? So what is the greater will? Is the greater will just another outer god, but it's the one who's currently in charge, and are other outer gods vying to dethrone the greater will in that regard? Well, that's true in one case, but these situations are not as clear as they might seem. The god of frenzied flame is referred to as an outer god, I believe, is definitely in opposition to the greater will. Now, that being said, this outer god and mother of the Deathbirds, which must be like a death-related outer god, right? This contextualizes what an outer god might actually mean in Elden Ring. Now, the greater will is in charge. Now, we're talking like Yahweh level creator god stuff. In the current version of the Golden Order, the rune of death has been removed from the equation and isolated. Now, before that, that wasn't the case. There used to be a rune of death in the Elden Ring, and things would die and so forth. And there was even a god of death in that regard, right? Now that the rune has been taken out of the Elden Ring, that same death god is now considered an outer god, in that it is no longer a part of the orthodoxy. So I think that's all it really means, and this is the conclusions of the lore videos I've been watching by Smotown and Tarnished Archaeologist and stuff like that, that the outer gods are not cosmic Lovecraftian gods so much as they are representations of natural forces, just in the same way that the certain runes within the Elden Ring are responsible for natural forces. Case in point, death. So, it's being an outer god isn't necessarily like a state of being so much as it is a status. You know, when the rune of death was once included, it was not considered an outer god. It was considered, whatever it was considered at the time, and has since been pushed to that fringe by the removal of the rune of death under Merica's Golden Order. I'm not familiar enough with the Celtic gods to remark on that, Faust. Suffice to say, there is heavy Celtic influence in this game, which is heavily featured in the Mountaintop of the Giants and the lore surrounding the giants and the fell god that they worship. But yes, this could very well also be that. If you have anything to offer along those lines, or interesting notes regarding Celtic folklore and stuff, by all means, throw them at us. Like, I don't know what it would have been about the inner outer god, so to speak, situation I was describing, how that would relate to the Celts. There's it's a whole damn world to inhabit. And it's utterly insane to me that 99% of players, basically, who will play this game will never engage on it in this level. Like, very rarely. And it's crazy the amount of work that must go into this that is just, like, lost upon the vast majority of players who experience it. Myself included. When I was playing it the first time, I was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm going to watch the lore videos after. And this revisit is all about this greater appreciation now that I have like a place to start. People smarter than me definitely broke the ground. You know what I mean? But here we are in the golden capital of Leyndell once again. I decided to wander around here as kind of a skill check, see how we're feeling level-wise and stuff. Hey, what's up, RDC Ducky? Can we have a shout-out for Ducky, Faust? I forgot where this leads. Oh, that's right, it leads back up. No, it would lead down. Strange. How you doing tonight, Ducky? Your biggest turnoff of the Souls games is the lack of easily accessible lore. You know, that's fair. Because it's very opaque. It's like, it's harder to understand than it is even to beat the bosses, right? And I think that's part of the design of the game. That's part of the meta narrative. You know, you fight through these obstacles and confrontations, and you don't even know what's going on or why you have to fight so hard to get through it. And it's like you as the player character have forgotten even who you are and who yourself is. And that's what Going Hollow is. Or in this game, that's what Going Frenzied is. And yeah, like you just really have to be willing to read a lot of item descriptions and to read them more than once after you've read them once and found more. But I wanted to try going over here. We didn't go over here. We went over here to cheese the big Erdtree avatar that was walking the avenue, but we never delved any further. The Misbegotten are here, and this part of town is just filled with ash. Oh, well, you're welcome, Faust. I'm thankful so many people seem to have you know, vibed on this playthrough. Woo! Alright, well, we're one-shotting those with a big old cannon. Beast blood. I do feel bad about killing these guys, though, but what are you gonna do? You cannot ride horse. The Misbegotten. These poor creatures. They are a relic of a bygone era. An era known as the Crucible, which was an intermediate time period in the timeline. A time between two trees. Check it out. Erdtree here, right? Now the map kind of paints the Erdtree over here, but its trunk is actually right around here. But check this out. This trunk's way over here. Now I want to point out that location. Right here. It's right on the edge of this. Right on the edge of this guy. Now this isn't the Erdtree stump. Hey John Wick. This is a different tree stump. Hubba what? There's a previous tree known as the Great Tree, like capital plural, the Great Tree. We don't know too much about this time period. Suffice to say that it's the source of most of the roots that exist throughout the lands between, that we see even as far south as the Erdtree root catacombs down here in the Weeping Peninsula. So we're talking about a root system that whoop goes all the way, right? All the way, the whole lands between. You can think of this almost like, you know, when you pull up a weed from the ground and it's got like the dirt clod in the roots. The lands between's just a big dirt clod in this big root system that fully saturates the landmass to the point where, you know, you can basically dig a hole and establish a root tree catacombs almost anywhere if you really wanted to. Now, that being said, there will be main roots, etc., etc. But right here on the edge, where I pointed it out, where the actual Erdtree trunk now is, from that old stump indicates that it's part of or was added to a root, or excuse me, what's it called? Crown shoot, crown shoots, which is when you top a tree, that is to chop it down. If the tree's root system is still healthy, it'll put new shoots to eventually form a new tree trunk. And this is exactly what happened to this great tree. It was somehow felled, and then shoots, great shoots arose around its perimeter in the form of a crown. And this time period is known as the Crucible. During this time period, all aspects of life started being very chaotic and wild, and creatures born during this time period were highly likely to show signs of various life forms, and the misbegotten are among those types of people. We see a serpent's tail, we see wings, we see ape-like arms, and even and you're oops, sorry, buddy. And you know this part's gonna look a little freaky. A very human-looking face, but with a really crazy, freaky jawline. They even have like scales here and there. In other words, full-on chimera, right? Yeah, the last game I deeply dove into was Skyrim. It was fun, but wore me out from reading all of the books. Won't do that again for a long time. Oh, thanks for saving you from this massive game. Well, you're welcome. But yeah, so the misbegotten are creatures that were either born during that time or for whatever reason show the aspect of the crucible, so to speak. Now, I want to show y'all something, since we're talking about this stuff. And we'll warp out to have a look at it. Or you know what? These statues exist back here on the boulevard. We'll go look at them. There are statues that show the great tree in this state of being the crucible. That is the stump, which is putting out new shoots that will, one of whom will end up growing into a new great tree. Now, one shoot won over them all and eventually became the Erd tree. There is also reason to believe that the shoot that became the Erd tree was not a native shoot of the plant of the stump, but instead a different type of tree grafted to the root shooting, the crown shooting stump, taking advantage of its vigor to grow this tree onto it. This is a process that exists in like farming and stuff. Hold on, we went the wrong way. That exists already. Arborists, as they're called, will do this. They'll, and for instance, all apple trees, the varieties of apples you see at the store, they're from branches of the tree variety that produces the apple you want onto an existing rootstock of a previously living tree. Because if you were to plant an apple seed, it'll produce a different type of apple than the one you got it out of. It's real neat that way. I've already done a Bloodborne lore run, but I want to do another one after this, since I feel like I've gotten better at doing a lore run. But here we go. Now we're seeing some stuff. That's one of the statues in question, but I want to see if there's a second variety of it. And here it is. Yes, yes. Big, bold and beautiful and well lit and everything. Behold, the crucible, the stump that put up shoots all around its crown. One shoot in particular being tended to by this man. This shoot grows straight and tall, front and center, differentiating it from the others. Now, it's inconclusive whether or not we can tell this is a grafted shoot or not. For instance, there's no evidence of the graft here as opposed to any of the other branches, right? And the flower it has on top is indeed very similar to the foliage that we see on the others. But here we see a person tending a single shoot of the whole crown stump thing happening, right? But here we see the same statue with a singular shoot. The other shoots have been cleared away, refining life to a more pure form, as the Golden Order likes to refer to it as. Take that how you will. But after the period of the Crucible, life stabilized in terms of, like, you started seeing births that looked just like regular people and all the rest. And things that dated back to the Crucible started being looked down upon. And in fact, the Misbegotten are usually a servitor class of people at this point. But at Castle Morn, far to the south, they enjoyed their revenge. Yes, indeed they did. They slaughtered the humans of the castle, who I believe were working under Godric the Golden anyway, but and took possession of the castle and the castle's relic sword, and even murdered Irina, the daughter of the Lord of Castle Morn, which ultimately started the whole madness quest chain, where her father discovered her body, went mad, and she's been somehow resurrected, but not as Irina, as Hyetta, and has started munching on frenzied eyeballs and is, kind of on her own spirit journey. Crazy, crazy mess. It's all convoluted and crazy. The Crucible period also is when Lord Godfrey first came to be, but that was back when he was known as Horalu. And his Crucible Knights was like his Round Table Knights. And in fact, at the Round Table Hold, the swords and the axe you see plunged into the table belong to his circle of Crucible Knights. And Godfrey's, well, we should say Horalu's axe, which he traded for the great axe we see Godfrey wielding in Erdtree spirit form, which we fought him in, and in the paintings we see with the broken axe. But Lord Godfrey was known as Horalu and was a powerful warrior, and him and his people were co-opted by Merica, who had only just recently established the Erdtree in the Golden Order, that is, that statue with the single shoot. We know from a certain item description of an incantation called, yes, Protection of the Erdtree. In the beginning, everything was in opposition to the Erdtree, but through countless victories in war, it became the embodiment of the Order. And that war was led by Godfrey after he married Merica, Queen Merica, and became first Elden Lord, and took upon his back Sarash, the Beast Lord, as his counselor, as he's referred to, in order to help him maintain the manner of a lord, as opposed to the bloodthirsty warrior he was as Horalu. And indeed it was Godfrey, as first Elden Lord, who begat with Merica Lord Godwyn and many other demigod children, many of whom we do not know of. Many of whom were murdered along with Godwyn during the Night of the Black Knives. There's a Liurnian Misbegotten right there. Okay, so let's juice up. Let's get ready to nuke this sucker. Oh shit. Oh man. We're boned. Oh, he jumped twice. I didn't count on it. Nice, we melted him in fire. God, I love being a sorcerer. Anyway, here's another chimeric misbegotten. They come in different varieties. These ones are quite a bit stronger. But also interesting to note, yes, we are wandering around a part of town that is utterly destroyed and ash-covered. As if in a Pompeii type event. Alright, well, I was a little surprised we managed that, so let's make sure we nuke this dog. There we go. Kind of glad I didn't aggro them both. That would have got a lot hairier. In here, we see the heraldry of Lord Godfrey, which is none other than a lion, which is in fact Sirash, the lion we see mounted on the back of Lord Godfrey, which is one of the things that basically kind of makes him Lord Godfrey. Although it is known that during the banishment of the Tarnished, Lord Godfrey among them became known as Horalu once again, and yet did not discard Sirash. Check it out, a perfume bottle. Could this be a friend? Oh no! Oh, I feel bad. That dog was the dog that doesn't aggro. Shoot. An unbelievable feeling of guilt has overwhelmed me. Okay. But yeah, what's the deal, huh? What's with this place? It's covered in ash. Like this pond here. Or artificial lake. Or it might even be the town's actual for real reservoir. This one maybe too, but this area here, which I want to take a closer look at somehow, I believe to be the area of town that used to include an older district known as the Eternal City. Mr. Carrots! Welcome in. How are you, pal? Alright, we got about another half hour or so of stream left to go. We're discussing the Misbegotten and their relationship to the period of time known as the Crucible. Alright, these guys are toughies. They're taking 3 hits. Also, we have enough runes to level. I forgot about that, so we're going to have to be extra careful. Oh, shit. Fuck. Whew. Alright, I almost biffed it hard. I panicked. Indeed. Soporific grease. That's soporific. Let's find out what that means. Alright. Coat's armament. Inflicting sleep. Curious. Solidified grease made from a mixture of light purple materials. It seems the purple's made out of purple. That's a purple top. Well, as we know, purple makes you sleepy, so. Also, I want to contextualize that. We had a sleepy grease next to a giant misbegotten. This is a third type that we see in this area of town alone. We've seen the Leonid, we've seen, or the Leonine rather, and we've seen the regular misbegottens, and now we've seen those. Oh, this is another one, but he's sleepy. They're all sleeping and they won't wake up. Unless you hit them, of course. Sorry, pal. I'm really sorry. I just didn't want you to ambush me when I'm trying to do some stuff. Now look, check it out. This one is praying. This is also the same type of being that Hugh, the blacksmith in the Round Table Hold, is, apparently. Praying to a sword saint statue. The sword saint stuff harkens back to the period of the Crucible as well, but also to before the Crucible too, I thought. Can't be sure. Anyway, I am the god of hellfire. Somber smithing stone 6. Poor guy. Didn't count on me. Thanks for the lurk, Faust. Everybody give Faust a follow if you haven't already. Radical dude. I got to raid him this morning and everything. After the Breath of the Wild sesh with the kid. Which was a ton of fun. Alright, whoops. Looks like another Leonine misbegotten up ahead. And a perfumer. Now, we found a perfume bottle down the hill. I think we might have found its owner. Now, what's this perfumer doing with these misbegotten? Is the question. There's another one. Normally, the perfumers would be pretty quick to dispatch these creatures, I believe. Wow, super hard to... Oh, man. Okay. Hopefully it reaches. Melt, damn you! Oh, fuck! Damn! Oh, damn, that's a lot of runes that I'm gonna have to come back for carefully. I almost got it. Okay, well, let's run. Man, yeah, I'm not kidding. This is a long-ass run back. Damn. I almost got him. I almost had him. If that last shot didn't miss, I'd have had it. But let us be careful. A true tragedy it would be if we weren't able to retrieve these runes. Take it easy, fancy pants. He's the guy they put on watch to make sure that we can get any of the sleepy guys. All right, let's see here. All right, hold on. Uh-oh. Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh no. Shit. Are you serious right now? comes. Woo! Down that time. That was risky. But I was willing to risky. Also, let's bring in my pals. There you guys go. Go hog wild. Let's go hog wild. You guys need to have better aim than that, though, honestly. Oh, Jesus. Come on, you guys. No, don't vanish. Don't vanish. Come on. Go get these guys. Nice. Well done, guys. We did it. We cleared the zone. Exalted flesh. And a nascent butterfly. But why? I'm a little nervous. Because ain't no grace around here. What is this? What's a big old lift? Why don't we take it and see? This is similar to the lift that was by Round Table Hold. Fascinating. Ooh, once again we see that little devil guy. There's a little devil guy in that. I promise. Oh. Is there no grace here? Sure wouldn't mind a grace. You guys serious? And then one day, Flame Drake Talisman +1. Examine seal. Sealed by Morgott the Grace Given. Oh, what the? Who shot me? Oh, God. Man, you scared the hell out of me, dude. I thought I was in danger for a second. Woo. Okay. No grace, though. That kind of sucks. So we'll have to make our way back here once again one day. But it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. I did want to return to the Avenue Bell colony. Is this the Capitol building? Yes. Well, it's the capital city. Oh, that doorway was over here, which leads away. The way up here is by way of the Erd Tree Sanctuary, which is actually a good place to... Oops. Which is actually probably a good place to... Oops. I mean, come to a conclusion, maybe, or poke around. I don't know. I still have 20 minutes left. Tell you what. We recovered a book called the Golden Order Principia. but we didn't really contextualize too much where we grabbed it from. Because I only just really realized what it was I was looking at before. See, we super close. All I have to do is go over this way and bam. We super duper close. Hold on. I forgot how to get to where we're going. Oh yeah, this way. Oh, you know, you need to be on certain lists for that one, Mr. Carrots. But you know, nobody, nah, it's not. It's not good. All right, here we are. Check this out. This is the guy who had the book. I presume that is the actual book on his lap, which we could just barely see. Come on, camera angle. Give us something. There. We can see the book in his little hands. There's the book in his little hands. Oh, there they go. And he's blindfolded. It's also known that I think these books are in Braille. The books that teach incantations. But let's go outside and have a look at Leyndell from way up on high as we are. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Okay, so here most notably we can see the fortified manor, aka Round Table Hold. You can just barely see the tail of it there, but that gray square above the entrance between the two main rampart towers is the symbol of Sarash, which once again represents Lord Godfrey. And this was indeed the seat of Lord Godfrey's power during his time, which was also during the Crucible era. This is where the Round Table is, and this is where even his throne room is when he became Elden Lord. Now there's the Elden throne itself, which is further up, but we'll talk about that later. This is Plasudax, I believe is his name. The dragon who attacked Leyndell, and it was the son of Lord Godfrey, Lord Godwyn, who subdued the Dragon Lord, or no, this is Grandsax. This is the dragon Grandsax, and it was the dragon Plasudax that was subdued by Lord Godfrey, Lord Godwyn, Godwyn the Golden, who was, you know, I guess the most prominent child of Merica and Lord Godfrey. And in the wake of defeating Plasudax, Godwyn the Golden spared his life, and the dragons formed an alliance with the Golden Order at that point, and the dragon cult became authorized under the orthodoxy of the Golden Order, because people started worshiping the dragons as gods and stuff. We can't quite see beyond this rampart that runs through the middle of town through the, because here we can see the outermost gates of Leyndell, or walls, the inner walls of Leyndell, and then this rampart that separated two districts of town. The old district here, which I believe to be the ruins that are now down here, and the new district of town, Leyndell. We can even see that there is kind of an in-between district of town, which may be the part of town that existed below the fortified manor before the Golden Capital was built. See, we have the red rooftops in this area, and the gold rooftops over here. This here is the fortified manor. crazy. We might as well go over here a little bit more before we call it good. Of course, these are finger reader crones. Dead finger reader crones all along the avenue here. There we go. Alright, so that was just a poorly loading asset, wasn't it? Okay. An obvious relief of the Erd tree in all of its glory. We can see these vines climb around the building, and so we can tell the vines came after the construction of Upper Leyndell, which we've already established stratigraphically is the newest part of town. So if it's growing over the newest part of town, then the vines, of course, must be very recent indeed, and post-date the Erd tree significantly. Important to note. Because these vines appear in the deep underground as well. Oh, hey there! Shit! Fuck! I'm in trouble. Ugh. Woo! No damage. Did not expect to encounter a black knife right there. Oh me, oh my, indeed. I also totally forgot to spend my runes, but that's okay because we have a new grace site afforded to us by that little victory. And it is in none other than the very auspicious location of Merica's Bedchamber. Queen Merica's bedchamber itself. Look, stone tablets. What must be written upon all the... Ooh, and parchments and scrolls litter everywhere. What wondrous knowledge must lay therein, huh? Look at all this. So, these tablets obviously come from an older era, right? And then these scrolls must be more recent. Curious to note the scrolls appear as birchwood. Birchwood bark. I've never seen this pointed out. Right? It looks like rolled up tree bark, which is also very similar to natural cinnamon sticks. But we have scrolls everywhere. We have stone tablets. I would wager many of these stone tablets actually come from Farum Azula, or perhaps even the Eternal Cities. But look at that. Look at all of them. Look at all of this. A little light reading from Merica's Bedchamber, but also let us take account of the quote-unquote bed itself, which we can compare it to the Erd tree crystal tear basins we discover occasionally at the foot of minor Erd trees, and even throughout town. We can probably, you know, let's claim this grace site real fast. All right, and let's see if we can spot. Look, there's even more tablets out here. I noticed them going in, but I didn't realize that they were just being stacked around here as well. Merica's personal library. I've never seen that stuff pointed out. Incredible. Alright, there's one. That's right. We could just see it off the side of the bridge down there in the lower terrace. There it is. This basin down here that those oracles are singing in front of has a similar design concept as Merica's bed, implying that Merica's bedchamber is itself a large Erd tree sap collection vessel. And that makes sense because it is also known that Queen Merica personally delivered the quote-unquote blessings of the Erd tree unto the people. which is shown in this talisman here. It is said when the age of the Erd Tree began, such blessings were personally bestowed upon their recipients by Queen Merica herself. Let's take a good look at this talisman. It depicts Queen Merica in a pose unlike that which we usually see her, which is the cruciform pose, right? Instead, we see her in the, oh god, what are they called? Libation statue pose, where she has a vessel and she's pouring something from it. In this case, we know it to be the sap of the Erd Tree, the quote-unquote special blessing of the Erd Tree, yeah? That blessing which flows forth no more, and in fact can only be found at minor Erd Trees now. The blessing of the Erd Tree incantation. Requires a 38 of faith in order to use. Pretty potent. Grants a greater blessing to the caster and nearby allies. And look at the symbol upon it as well. It's the more complicated Celtic knot root, knotwork symbol of the Erd Tree. Let's see. The more elaborate one where you can see branches and roots in addition to the knotwork. Gradually restoring a large amount of HP. The Erd Tree once flourished with abundance, yet it was only for a fleeting moment. Such is the course of all life. So, and this also seems to suggest that the period of time where Merica was doling out the sap of the Erd Tree and its life, you know, giving blessing and all that stuff, and doing and authorizing what I have come to understand as a baptism ritual for new births under the Golden Order of the Erd Tree, this Age of Plenty, as it was known, did not last very long at all. And in fact, it is believed that the Erd Tree we see here is nothing more than a phantom, and it was in fact burned to the ground, or if not quite to the ground, down to a stump. At the end of that age, rendering the Erd Tree a object of faith rather than an actual thing that continued to give blessings. Let's see if we can find an incantation from that change. Let's see. Here's a thing that talks about the crucible a little bit. An aspect of the primordial crucible, the Erd Tree's primal vital energies, where all life was once blended together. Oh my goodness, your friend Andy! Thank you so much for the raid, pal. Holy smokies! I appreciate you. Welcome in. My name is Negatron00, your casual internet acquaintance. And that's your friend Andy. Fudge this guy indeed. Thank you so much for the raid, Andy. What were you playing? I'm going to find out. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. Sweet. Well, I hope you had a blasty. Thank you so much, everybody. I regret to inform you that I am going to be shutting things down in less than 10 minutes, I expect. So we'll be passing the raid train forward in that regard. I got a date. I have a dinner date. So, yeah, sorry to say. But we were just kind of discussing some of the things we came into contact with during this part of the lore playthrough. This is an Elden Ring lore playthrough, by the way. With the person with the hoopla guy. Yes, her, SFVL. And she'll be getting off of work in about an hour, which means I gotta get ready to go so I can leave in time to be there. But here we are in Merica's bedchamber. We just noted that the bed is actually a Erd Tree Blessing basin, which is a very large version of the basins we see at the foot of minor Erd trees, and scattered throughout Leyndell, usually under covered gazebos, but in the case of that one way down there, out in the open, that in itself is a bit of a mystery. So I took a quiz where you had to name as many sports ball teams as possible. That's incredible. I only have as much knowledge of sports as I do tangentially through my parents who are into sports and the occasional sports game growing up. You know, Tecmo Super Bowl and stuff. But one thing I want to point out to y'all who happen to be here at this time is something I haven't seen in any of the lore videos I've been watching. There are these scrolls littered everywhere, and these stone tablets, which, yes, indeed, have writing upon them. What do they say? No one can say, or no one knows. Maybe. I guess we can decide if the runes are the same on the tablets as they are on the scrolls. But also interesting to note that the scrolls appear to be written on rolled up tree bark. Neat, right? But anyway, the Erd tree is right over here. Right here. You can get a good close-up look at the gate. This doorway here tells a story. But here we can see, look, there are two parts of the Erd tree, right? This center darkened part, also heavily damaged. Heavily damaged. That doorway looks a little beat up. And then the outer, more pristine looking bark. But you notice the outer bark has a glow. It has a shine. The inner bark does not. I think we're looking at dead wood, and what at first we're like, okay, this is just the living, glowing wood bark of the Erd tree, but I believe it to actually be a phantom. There are some dialogue and or item descriptions that allude to some people not being able to see the Erd tree. Incredible, no? We've already established that the Erd tree is at least the second giant tree, and is distinct from this stump here, which is the stump of a previous tree, I believe. Anyway, we're going to have a sit down here in Merica's bedchamber, as you do. Get comfy. Get relaxed. And let's try to put ourselves in mind of what Merica, Queen Merica, was thinking when she smashed the Elden Ring.